Paperboy News here to deliver y'all that daily report. Now, for those of y'all who already know by now, Adam 22 and Milk 74 don't like each other. And ever since Milk 74 went to No Jumper for the first time, ever since that day, he's been talking bad about Adam 22 and he swore that he'll never return over there again. Now, I don't know what the hell happened in between that time, but Milk 74 popped back up at No Jumper and he did a sit down plus an interview with Adam 22. So everybody thought that they were cool after that day. Now, for those of y'all who know by now, Adam 22 is the controversial king. So when he had OG Gumby at No Jumper, who's an OG from Hoover Criminals, he asked him about Milk 74, and according to Gumby, Milk 74 is no longer from Hoover. And when he said that, I knew we had the content because I knew Milk 74 was going to immediately respond back to it, and he did. So let's get straight into it. Now, first of all, salutes and shoutouts to Milk 74 for standing on business. Because even though Gumby's his big homie, he wasn't going to let him smut out his name on the internet. Now, according to Gumby, the reason why Milk 74 never showed up to any one of their set days is because he's no longer from Hoover. Now, Milk said he finds it hilarious how Gumby got on Adam 22 for speaking on gang politics at No Jumper, when that's exactly what he did at No Jumper. Now, according to Gumby, he been wanting to depress Milk, but the only reason he didn't was because one of his reputable homies from Hoover said Milk 74 is groovy. Now, Milk said he don't know anything about Gumby sparing him, but what he does know is this ain't the first time Gumby been disrespecting him on the internet. Now, Milk said for anybody that's a fan of Back on Fig, Gumby was on an older episode with Smacking T-Rail and them, and he was trying to smell my name out then. Now, Gumby said another issue that he got with Milk 74 is a couple of the older homies that just came home from prison wanted to get in touch with Milk 74, but he's been ignoring their calls. Now, Milk said, even though we all from Hoover, I'm from 74. And being that Gumby's not from 74 Hoover, he can't speak on what's going on in my section. Now, Gumby brought up a good point, and he said when you an active gangbanger, there is no retirement, and even though I'm 50 years old, and I've been solid the whole time I joined Hoover, all it takes is for me to do one buster-ish and my whole reputation is diminished. Now, Gumby took subliminal shots at Milk 74's gangster. And he said since Milk wants to claim he from Hoover, why didn't you pull up to any one of the homies' funerals, and since you didn't attend it, how come you didn't drop at least a donation? Because we're the reason you're popping on the internet, and since you don't even pull up to the section, you could at least donate it to the cause. Now, Gumby told Adam, being that Milk 74 is famous on the internet, and he's from Hoover, it's his obligation to donate back to the Hoovers. Now, Gumby said he understands that Milk 74 is no longer active, but he does understand that Milk got a lot of influence on the internet. And he said if Milk don't want to kick back to the community any money, at least pull up to the set and teach these little homies how to do reaction videos so they can get a bag too. Now, Milk told Gumby, first of all, what have you done for those kids at Manchester Park? Because he said if you want to pocket watch, why don't you speak on the millions you won off that lawsuit? Now, Milk told Gumby, even though we both from Hoover, there's no way in hell you gonna tell me what to do with my money. But what he does know is Gumby won the lawsuit for millions and he has yet to do anything for the community. Now, Milk said unlike Gumby, there's no way in hell you gonna catch me speaking on Hoover politics online. Now, Milk told Gumby, you 50 years old, you're way older than me, so why do you care about what's going on in my life? And he said for some odd reason, Gumby thinks I'm making millions of dollars, and being that we both from Hoover, I'm supposed to give him some. Now, Milk told Gumby, if that's what you think's gonna happen, get that out your mind, cause it's not. Now, Milk told Gumby, since you're so eager to put our politics out there on the internet, you should join No Jumper, cause that's all they do over there. Now, Milk ended it off by saying it's a damn shame, but when you're born and raised out here in these trenches in LA, and you start to get some bread, the same people that loved you is gonna start hating on you. Now, Milk said he can never understand that, cause being that he was born in the trenches, he'd be happy as hell if he seen one of his homies from 74 Hoover popping online. But at the end of the day, this happens all day, every day in the hood. Now, salutes and shoutouts to Milk 74 for responding back to Gumby saying he ain't from Hoover anymore. And now that you guys heard the content, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in that comment section. Paperboy News stand. Y'all be safe and stay dangerous out there. Gone.